This is Module 2, and we are going to be dealing with patterns today. And we're going to start off by doing patterns with objects. And we have our little bear counters here. And we are going to be putting our bears in patterns using colors. So if I have a red bear, then a blue bear, then a red bear, what do you think comes next? Is it going to be a red bear, or is it going to be a blue bear? Since we have red, blue, red, the blue would come next. And that's how we make a simple pattern with objects. Let's try a more complicated pattern with objects. Let's say we have red, blue, and let's add another color, green. We have red, blue, and green. Then we put red. What next objects will come? What two objects will come next? Let's say we have our red, blue, and green bears. So since we have red, blue, green, we're going to have red, and then after this comes blue, and then after the blue comes green. So it's the same thing we did first, we just added another color in. Now, let's do red, red, blue, blue. Next is going to come red, and then red. And after that, we'll have blue, blue. So that's just a way to make patterns using objects. And this is something we would use starting off patterns in kinder or pre-K. Now another way we can do patterns is with arithmetic patterns. Now let's say we have the numbers 2, 13, 24, and 35. We saw this method when we learned about counting, and this is what's called skip counting. Now, to find out this pattern, we just need to find out what the pattern, what we're counting by. So it seems that if we subtract 13 from 2, that'll give us 11. And then if we subtract 13 from 24, that also gives us 11. And if we subtract 24 from 35, that gives us 11. So this pattern is we are adding 11. So we're increasing our pattern by 11. And that is an example of an arithmetic pattern. Now let's say we have the numbers 19, 17, 15, and 13. We're going down here, so that means that we're decreasing. So 17 from 19 is 2. 15 from 17 is 2. 13 from 15 is 2. So we're subtracting 2. So let's see if we could find our next number in the pattern. So if we subtract 2 from 13, that gives us 11. So that's how we can do an arithmetic pattern. Now let's do a more advanced algebra pattern. Let's say we have some sticks that make up boxes. Since we don't have real sticks, we're just going to draw our sticks on the board. And let's say the pattern goes like this. Our job is to find out what the next term is going to be. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sticks that make up this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sticks that make up this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 sticks that make up this pattern. So it looks like we're adding 4 to each pattern. So to make our next pattern, we're just going to add 4. So we're just adding another box. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Now we need to find out what the rule is for our pattern. And our rule is that since we added 4, it's going to be y equals 4x. So let's see if we can find the 8th term without drawing out all our stick models. All we would do is we would have y equals 4, and where the x is, we'll put our 8. So y equals 4 times 8, and that is 32. So today, with patterns, we learned how to do patterns with objects, which is with our bears, and then we learned to do arithmetic patterns with skip counting, and then we learned to do algebraic patterns with our stick patterns. Our second part of Module 2 is dealing with different kinds of algebraic problems. The first problem we're going to look at is called a separate problem. And separate problems are commonly known as take away or take from problems, in which part of the quantity is physically being removed or taken away. So we have the problem, and it's Billy had some stickers. He gave 30 stickers to George. Now Billy has 35 stickers left. How many stickers did Billy have to begin with? Now first we need to look at the information that we have. So we know that Billy ended up with 35 stickers. So that is our result. So we can go ahead and put the 35 there. Then we know that our change is George gave us 30 stickers. So we need to know how many stickers Billy had to begin with. So the easiest way we can do this is we have our change. We can add our change and then our result and then get our answer. So we have 30 and 35 will give us 65. So Billy started off with 65 stickers. So that was a pretty easy thing to do since we had our separate chart here. Now, let's try a different kind of problem. This is a join problem chart. And join problems describe situations in which quantities are physically being brought together. These problems are also known as add to problems because the action or change occurring in the problem is a result of adding or joining quantities. So we have the problem, Rachel had some books. Jalen gave her 6 more books. Now she has 12 books. How many books did Rachel have to start with? So we know our result is 12 because it says now she has 12 books. And we know that the change is that Jalen gave her 6 books. So the easiest way we can do this is we can set this up and we have a block here for our unknown for our start. And then we have our 6 books for our change. And then that equals 12. So we need to figure out blank plus 6 equals 12. So we can just subtract 6 from this side and subtract 6 from this side. So this gives us 0 and this gives us 6. So we know that this missing item here is 6. So we know that our start is 6. So that means that Rachel had 6 books to begin with. Another type of problem is called part-part-whole. And part-part-whole problems are also known as put together and take apart problems. And these involve two parts that are conceptually or mentally combined with one collection or whole. These problems are different from joining problems in that there is no action of physically joining the two quantities. So, the problem we're going to look at is there are 10 students in kindergarten. 3 are boys. How many girls are there in kindergarten? So we know that our whole is going to be our class. And they said that there were 10 students in the class. And let's say our first part is the boys. So we are going to say, they told us that there are 3 boys in kindergarten. So now we need to figure out the part 2, which is the girls. So the way we can do this is 10 minus 3, and that gives us 7. So we can say that there are 7 girls in kindergarten. So today, and with our algebraic problems, we learned how to do separating, we learned how to do joining, and we learned how to do part-part-whole.